Welcome back, everyone. President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the Ministries of Power, Finance, and the Bureau of Public Enterprise (BPE) to conclude the nation's engagement with Siemens AG over regular power supply. The directive, which was shared via the Presidency Twitter handle on Wednesday, was to start the pre-engineering and concessionary financing aspects of the Presidential Power Initiative (PPI). The PPI journey started on August 31, 2018, when Chancellor Angela Merkel visited Nigeria and met with President Buhari. Then the Chancellor brought along with her a business delegation that included the global CEO of Siemens, Nigeria and Germany, agreed to explore cooperation in a number of areas, including power. This is perhaps what a breakdown of what it looks like in brief, what was agreed on at that time. Phase one, it's going to be in 3 phases, as was disclosed at the time. That in the phase one, we're supposed to be looking forward to a 7,000 megawatts of reliable power supply. And the phase 2, which is supposed to be in 2023 to achieve 11,000 megawatts of stable power supply. And ultimately, the end of this deal is going to be in 2025 to drive generation capacity and overall grid capacity to 25,000 megawatts. The first phase, which is just a few months away, 2021. Let's take a look and see what the presidency said today. I'm being joined by the president's media advisor, Mr. Femi Adesina. He joins us via Skype tonight. Thank you so much, Mr. Adesina, for your time tonight on the program. Give us a sense of what came out from the president today and what we should be expecting.
Yeah, thank you. Well, we know that the power situation had almost been intractable in Nigeria. Governments after governments have tried, and they really have not been able to crack the puzzle which that sector has become. But the Buhari government is determined to make an impact in this sector before it leaves in 2023. And even after that, because from the timelines that you reeled out now before, as you gave the preamble to this part of the program, you will see that it went into 2025. So that shows you that it's going to even be a continuum after this administration. The intention is that Nigerians must have power at the domestic level, have power at the industrial level, have power everywhere, so that we can move the country forward, move the economy forward.
There is supposed to be a percentage of the counterpart funding which is supposed to come from Nigeria. What information do you have as regarding that? Is Nigeria prepared already, or has its own share of that counterpart funding?
Yes, if the president has given a directive that the BPE and the Ministry of Finance must do the needful, then it goes without saying that Nigeria must be ready with its own share of the funding, the counterpart funding.
So it appears there seems to be some delay because part of some of the last official assignments of the late former Chief of Staff, Abba Kyari, was his journey with the power minister to Germany. In this sense, would you say that we are right on track?
I believe so. If there are some delays, if we can use that word, it will just be maybe a couple of weeks, and we know what the world has been going through. The coronavirus pandemic has thrown times and schedules off balance, so it wouldn't be anything extraordinary.
When you talk about power, electricity, Nigerians are very passionate and they take it personal. Some of us who have lived almost four decades have barely able to see consistent power supply in this country. And if there is the first phase of 2021, 7 megawatts, are we going to be able to achieve that in 2021, Mr. Adesina?
That is why we are collaborating with Siemens of Germany. If we could do it on our own, we will do it. I'll tell you, governments in the past, they have all strived. They have tried their best. This government has also strived. But then came an opportunity to collaborate with Siemens of Germany, and we took it. is also that we can achieve timelines and deliverables. And I tell you, yes, it's achievable. It's been spaced out. 7,000 megawatts, 11,000 megawatts, 25,000 megawatts. And with a reputable international conglomerate, I believe that we should be positive. We will get it done.
It's all well in the presidency, Mr. Adesina, because the PDP yesterday sent out a statement saying there seems to be some hostilities within the rank and file of the top echelon of in the presidency. Give us a sense of what is happening. The SGF released a memo which came out to the public about the fact that some cabinet members are quite not doing things in the right manner. Is this a worry for Mr. President?
No, I wish you didn't premise that question with what the PDP said, because the PDP is not a party to be taken serious now. Since that party lost power in 2015, it has been reeling in utmost confusion. And the 2019 election sent it into further confusion. So you see that the PDP just talks in confusion at cross purposes. It says whatever comes to its mind without thinking it through. So I wish such a fundamental thing you didn't pedestal it on PDP. PDP is not anything to take serious in Nigeria now. And I tell you that confusion is still going to last for a lot longer.
Well, I mean, is there any confusion within the presidency considering what the SGF sent out about some ministers who, according to what was sent out, arbitrary removers of CEOs of some agencies of government?
I wouldn't use the word confusion. I'll just say it's a straightening out of procedures. It's a matter of procedures. This is how things ought to be done. And I tell you, it's not as if it's particularly new or strange. You know that there are general orders that guide how things are done in the civil service and public service. So it's just a matter of reiterating how things should be done. There's nothing exactly new in it.
What more can you tell us? Perhaps the presidency is trying to settle some squabbles also. Is there any kind of thing happening, considering what we saw on social media between a top minister in the cabinet and a top member, a CEO of another agency of government? We've seen the sack of another CEO of another top agency of government in a ministry, and things look like there seems to be some trouble somewhere. Are you privy to the fact that maybe the president is trying to unite the rank and file in the cabinet?
I wouldn't call it trouble. Yes, in any enterprise that you have human beings, there are bound to be disagreements. But when disagreements come, they can be sorted out. So whatever the disagreements we have seen are being sorted out, and amicably too.
I mean, who is chairing or heading this resolution?
They are internal matters, actually. Internal matters.
No, is he involving the new chief of staff?
Well, you need to know that the chief of staff heads the villa bureaucracy. Anything that has to do with the office of the president and the operations of the presidency, the chief of staff is in charge of it. So if whatever you are saying has to do with the presidency, the chief of staff will necessarily be involved because he heads the villa bureaucracy.
So quickly, I mean, the resolution you're talking about is being headed by, is it by this SGF or who is trying to resolve all these issues?
No. I have not said anybody is heading anything, but I know that things are being resolved. It doesn't even have to be done at that highest level, but people have waded in, and amity is being restored.
Mr. Femi Adesina, the special advisor to President Buhari on media and publicity, thank you so much for your time tonight on the program.